Zechariah 6 verse 9. Giving all praise to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai B'Shem L'Kakwadash. I'm going to read from the 9th verse to the 15th verse, which is the last verse of this chapter. Someone asked me, left a comment on one of my videos a couple of days ago. I didn't get to it right away, but I remembered it, and I went through it the other day, and I said I'll do a video. So here I am doing a video. Let me just go ahead and read. It says Zechariah 6 verse 9, and the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, take of them of the captivity, even of Hildiah. This was during the time of the ancient Babylonian captivity, and when the Medo-Persian Empire took them down. So this is during that time period, dealing with the building of the temple. It says, take of them of the captivity, even Hildiah and Tobijah, and of Jedediah, which are come from Babylon, and come thou the day, and go into the house of Josiah the son of Zephaniah. It says the symbolic crowns. It says, then take, 11 verse, then take silver and gold and make crowns and set them upon the head of Josiah the son of Josedek the high priest, and speak unto him, saying, thus speaketh the Lord Yahweh of hosts, saying, behold, the man whose name is the branch, and he shall grow up out of his place, and he shall build the temple of Yahweh. So this represents the ancient time of the second temple being built, and jump forward, the third temple being built, which the third temple is Israelites themselves. You know, you got Edomites talking about the third temple. Well, the third temple is being built, and they're coming against the building of the third temple, like they did in the past, by saying we are not the people. It says, 13 verse, even he shall build the temple of the Lord Yahweh, and he shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule upon his throne. Now, well, I'm gonna finish reading, then I'll go into the name itself. The name Joshua the high priest. It says, and he shall be a priest upon his throne, and the council of peace shall be between them both, and the crowns shall be to Helam and to Tobijah and to Jedediah and to Hen the son of Zephaniah, for a memorial in the temple of the Yahweh. Last verse. And they that are far off shall come and build in the temple of Yahweh. And that happened back then, and it will happen, and it's happening now, because you have Israelites that have woken up of the elect, or hopeful elect, that are out there hard on the highways and the byways. And I'm not just talking about GMS. And so that's that temple being built. That's Ezekiel 37, the 37th chapter coming to pass. The dry bones. And ye shall know that the Lord of hosts have sent me unto you. And this shall come to pass if ye will diligently obey the voice of Yahweh your power. So now let's go into the word, or let's go into the name Joshua. And I really can't go as deep as I want to go at this point. Maybe in the future I will go even deeper. You know, I'll say this much. When you go to Revelation, the 11th chapter, it speaks about the two witnesses, and those two witnesses are Zerubbabel and Joshua the high priest. So that's all I'm going to say. But on a macro level, it represents Judah and Israel. Okay, so the name here in the Hebrew is Yahweh Shah. Yahweh Shawai, which they're spelling it wrong. Joshua and Joshua the high priest, the word is Yahweh Shai, which means Savior. So it says, son of Nun of the tribe of Ephraim, and successor to Moses as the leader of the children of Israel, led the conquest of Canaan. Now, I'm going to say this, that Joshua the son of Nun is Joshua the high priest coming back. So in one lifetime he was an Ephraimite, in another lifetime he came back as a Levite. So you can come in different tribes. Moses originally was a Levite, and Moses had came back in other bodies as a Judite. It says a resident of Beth Shemesh, I'm not going to read that, son of Josadak, and high priest after the restoration. I just read about the restoration. Governor of Jerusalem under King Josiah, who gave his name to a gate of the city of Jerusalem. What I want to do, I want to bring out a couple of bear me for a minute. That name Joshua is a major name, I would say. Let me try this. All I'm going to say is King Mashar Mo, as we call him, said you better read the 3rd chapter. Okay, so we're at the 3rd chapter. Haggai is another chapter that should be read. I'm merely touching the surface. It says Zechariah 3 verse 1, and he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to resist him. So there was a point where Satan came against him. It says And the Lord said unto Satan, the Lord rebuke thee, O Satan, even the Lord Yahweh that have chosen Jerusalem rebuke thee. And Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. Is not this a brand plucked out of the fire? Now Yahshua or Yahushua was, when I say Yahushua, I'm meaning Joshua the high priest, was clothed with filthy garments and stood before the angel. And he answered and spake unto those that stood before him, saying, take away the filthy garments. And filthy garments represent corruption. Represent being negative from him. And unto him he said, behold, I have caused thine iniquity to pass from thee. So this is about redemption. This is about forgiveness. This is telling you that you have men that go off that can be forgiven, that can have their filthy garments taken away, or their filthy covering taken away, and be cleansed. Like I said, I can't go any deeper than that. You men that's in the know, you know what I'm talking about. That's why I mentioned Revelation 11 chapter. And I will close thee with change of remnant, a different mind, a different spirit. And I said, let them set a fair michi. A michi is a turban. In the Hebrew is martazan path. That's a turban. And if you go back far enough, there was someone that was known for wearing a michi or martazan path every time you saw him upon his head. So they set a fair michi. Also, you got the term mitre, which is that's when you're in the woodwork. Anyway, upon his head, that's another topic. And clothe him with garments, and the angel of the Lord stood by, and the angel of the Lord Yahweh protested unto Joshua Yahushai, thus saith Yahweh of hosts, if thou wilt walk in my ways. So now he was corrupted, but he's cleansed. So we're looking for Joshua the high priest, which is here now, to change his ways. And if thou wilt keep my charge, then thou shalt also judge my house, which is Israel, and shall also keep my courts, and I will give thee places to walk among these that stand by. Now in Zechariah, the 6th chapter, it speaks about a branch or the branch, right? It says branch or the branch. Hear now, O Joshua the high priest, thou and thy fellows that sit before thee, for they are men wondered at. For behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. He's also known as the candlestick. Revelation chapter 11. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua Yahushai, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave the graving thereof. Oh, by the way, grave or engraven, I have to look that up. This would be the Hebrew word for charagma. Bear me for a minute. The word for charagma in the Hebrew is pasawak, which means engraving, carving. Engravings, graving, carved, graved, graven, carved work. So if you're saying that there's no Hebrew word for mark, which is charagma, the word is pasawak. So that word mark actually means to engrave. Yeah, if you can't get the charagma, the understanding, then the Most High hasn't fully opened up your eyes. Where am I at? Because I'm a little all over the place. Okay, it says, for they are men wondered at. Let me look up the word wondered. Wondered. Wonder, sign, miracle, portent, wonder, as a special display of God's power. When you see us on the highways and the byways, that's a special display of the Most High's power. Sign, token of future events. Sign, token of a future event. When someone gives you a sign, token of a future event, what do you call him? You call him a prophet. He says things that's gonna take place in the near future or far future. This is the 8th verse, Zechariah 3 verse 8. For they are men wondered at, for behold, I will bring forth my servant the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua, Yahushua, upon one stone shall be 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave. That's the Hebrew word for the Greek word charagma, the graving thereof, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. So what's that one day? The destruction. Everything's going to be changed. The kingdom is going to come and be established in one day. Because this foundation of Esau has to be destroyed, and they're going to be utterly destroyed. And then begins the building of the kingdom of heaven. And these other nations, the kingdom shall not be left to other people, and the other nations will be under us. And Esau will be under us because Esau is here. Don't listen to these clowns that say, oh, Israel, there's no such thing as Israel. There's no such thing as Edom. Anybody that's listening to those clowns, you're gonna be destroyed right along with those clowns. And that, because there's more than one person that teaches that crap. Israel is here. The Edomites are here. The other biblical nations are here. In that day, saith the Lord of hosts, shall ye call every man his neighbor under the vine and under the fig tree. Well, what is that the fulfillment of? The kingdom. Anyway, with that, I'm going to say shalom.